And we are live. We are live. Spur of the moment thing I wanted to do here because I wanted to start working on my cable, and I will be doing a showcase video when I'm done with this guy. But let me just get everything set up here, making sure that the camera is good to go. All right. So I ended up getting this cable from Marvel Legends from AZ Legends. Thanks, Shane. And this one's from my boy Eric Eisner. We made a trade, and I will be kibashing them together. I ended up getting the idea of putting this together. I guess I'll talk about this in the showcase, but since I'm starting to do this right now, let me back this camera up a little bit. I got this idea from Adrian Beltran, who got the idea from Punker Mike. And I saw Adrian's custom on his brother Henry's YouTube channel. His brother does ACBA and dioramas primarily, and he was giving his brother a shout out. Sweet. So I'm just gonna take down some of these figures because I think I may be using some of these pouches. Let me see, there we go. I think that's better lighting. I think I'm gonna be using these pouches. I just gave someone, sent the boots to someone, and I may end up using these pouches for cable. I'm not sure. So if you're new to customizing, some tools that will be your instant friend, gonna be your wife's hair dryer. So if you don't have a wife, you're gonna have to go get yourself a blow dryer. Yeah. So I'm just gonna start heating these things up and popping it off. This one, it looks like I may have to cut off. Looks like it's in there. There we go. It's nice detail on these. Very cool. These figures are really nice. They're just not, they don't have a lot of articulation. All right, let's heat it up some more. So I think I'm going to go about an hour, and my goal with this is just to let you know even the simplest things take time. And I know that a lot of times customizers, people start talking trash because they charge a lot of money for their figures, but they charge a lot of money for their figures because it takes time. Everything takes time. I'm just gonna cut these away. I don't know if I can salvage. I want to see if I can salvage this belt for something else. There we go. So it's Wednesday night, and if you're happening to see this before Saturday, I will be having on this channel, I have Nate Simmons, the Syndicate Santa. He will be live with me at 7 p.m. Pacific in Collectors on the Collector Spotlight. He's a guy that I think a lot of people are going to want to see interviewed because he is a good dude. I kind of wish there was a way to. I guess the best place to cut is right there. I don't think this comes off any other way. There we go. Bada bing, bada bang. The belt is off. Kind of a cool looking belt. Let me see, what else do I want from this? I think I want that knife right there. Put this in here before I cut myself. All right. Yeah. And I'll just peel off. It looks like I'm going to have to cut that. I was kind of hoping I didn't have to. Not usable at all. It's just I shouldn't say not usable, but it's just a prop that'll go on somebody. I wonder if I want to take those shin guards. Not right now. You know what? Let's get the hands out. A lot of people use the boiling water trick on this. I prefer the blow dryer. Come on, girl. Oh, I see what's going to happen here. Let me see if I can do that instead. I don't know if that's going to be that usable. Kind of jacked up the plastic there. I guess I could always put if I really wanted to use these hands, I could just add the peg to it, cut off another hand. Because these hands actually are perfect size if I wanted to have extra hands. Another thing I could do is I could use magnets. I don't know if I'd want to use a magnet on that. I'd have to think it through. Let's see, 8mm. Just messing around with this live feature. All right, so instead of pulling it like that, let me just get in there to begin with. There we go. That way, I guess that plastic that's how it comes out, that peg. It's terrible mechanism. All it gives is it's an up and down like this. I wish it would have like a universal, or at least, I don't know, I guess I worked for the Marvel Select. That's fine. We're good. Let's go back to the normal. I was thinking about these elbow pads right here. And I would need more than what I have on hand. I actually have my Dremel out here, but I was thinking, man, I could use these as knee pads, maybe for like a gambit. I'm not very good at sculpting, but actually I think it may be it's going to be too big. If it's too big on this cable, it's going to be too big on a gambit figure, unfortunately. It's too bad. But these shoulder pads, I was thinking then maybe I could use that like a Wolverine shoulder pad. Yeah, I think that's what I can use it for. I'm just doing that to soften up the plastic. even more than it is now. Actually, let me use... I kind of feel like having some music on in the background, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. You know what I could do? Try some of that cheap free stuff. There we go. So I was thinking that maybe using this part right here, just cutting it off here, and then cutting this part off, and then just leaving this. Yeah, that might actually work. I played the first Gears of War game. I haven't finished it yet. I started playing it about 2 years ago. Never finished it. I actually have all the Gears of War games, at least in the for the Xbox 360. Hello. They don't know I'm live on Facebook. Or no, on YouTube, I mean. That apart. Those could be knee pads for a bigger figure. Let's get the head off. I was just looking at the detail of this figure. It's too bad it lacked articulation. It's a really good sculpt. I mean, you guys probably can't appreciate that through the video, but everything here is so nicely sculpted. Can you even see that? Yeah. So nicely sculpted. Good paint job on this figure too. You never know when you can need a neck peg or neck. So I'm going to cast this aside, and then I'm going to get going on the figure I really wanted to break down. And it's this. I'll probably go maybe another 15 or so minutes, so you guys can get the idea of how to break down a figure. I'll even take some of these out and hopefully show you how it's done. It's the same process. You heat it up, and then you use this like a metal piece, like it works for. I have this watch tool that it works really well, and I'll show you how I do that. You wanna let her know that if she doesn't want her business going live on YouTube, she probably should. Can you go tell her? that she should probably lower her voice if she doesn't want her business going on YouTube. She just found out it was live. That was my oldest daughter, by the way. Take that off. Careful with this one. I don't want to destroy it. Let me see, is it just gonna break off maybe? All right, so I'll use the X-Acto. I definitely want to use this on that guy over there. Use that like right here. Probably have to Dremel off these pouches. Yeah, I will be Dremeling off those pouches. Even a kit bash takes a lot of work. I can already sense it on this guy. Let me try to cut it without heating it. No, it works better heating it. Come on, girl. Yeah, so it retains its shape. Let me see what I want to do. How am I going to take this sucker off? It's a good sound. We'll do it on this side too. There we go. Good. Yeah, I want to save this whole piece because I'm looking at Mr. Beltran's custom, and he used this whole piece right on top of that shin guard. I like the look of it, so I want to make sure I retain this whole thing. Oh, I'm gonna have to heat it up some more. Or am I gonna have to cut? Am I gonna have to cut? Looks like I may have to cut. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, look at that. Popped completely off. Perfect. I'll be having to cut that away. But I'm not going to do that right now. Actually, I'm going to put that over here. Is there anything else I need from that leg? No. All right, so maybe this will be a good time to show you guys how to remove these pegs. Hopefully it'll go well. Typically what you want to do is some of figures will have one side that is smaller than the other. And on this one, it's kind of hard to tell. I feel like this side is smaller, slightly. So what I'm going to do is I am going to heat up this leg, and then I'm going to push out on that peg. In reality, I don't want the peg itself to get hot, because that's the stiff part that is holding that leg together. What I want is all the plastic around it. That way this guy will just slide on out, but that's really difficult on these things. But let me take that leg off, and actually I'm going to take it off at this joint right here, the lower part of the knee, because I'm going to try to preserve all of this. And I don't know if this is all one piece. I may be able to pull it off. Maybe it's glued on there. I'm not sure if it's sculpted on there or not. Hopefully it isn't. It's kind of hard to tell right now, but let's find out. There you go. I can feel it coming out already. Got to try to hit right in the center, and there you go. The pin came out, and now this leg is off, this part. Now, just another thought. This is also what you want to do when you're breaking down your figures to sand down these parts right here. If you're using this part and it's going to be a different color, you're going to want to sand down these parts so that you don't have paint rub. So you'll see the really good customizers break down their figure all the way to the skeleton, and they'll sand all those things down. They'll take pain doing it. They'll test the rub spots, and that's why those guys charge so much money for their customs, because of the work that is put into it, the care that it's put into it, that you get a premium product coming out with no rub spots. So there you have it. Go support your customizers, peeps. They're giving us stuff that's way better as a premium product. Now, I don't know, man, if this is all one piece, but I am going to try to heat that sucker up and see if I can pop this thing off. Yeah, you know what? It is gonna pop off. I can feel that giving already, and it's not even heated up. Let me keep this little pin over here. Let me help it out. Have parts off here. I think I'm gonna have to hit more. I don't know if I want to cut it just yet. Maybe down here I can cut. Oh, there we go. That helped it out. I'm gonna have to heat up that side. All right. Oops, I wasn't even on camera. How about that? Sorry about that. If you're watching this, let me know if in the future this is something that you would like to see me do. I didn't announce it. I just kind of just went, got it set up, had the idea. I finally chose that my next custom to do and decided to come on here. And I didn't, like I said, advertise it or anything like that. Is this something that you'd like to see me do on camera? Some more live? I know that sometimes I'll sit and I'll watch some people do stuff live, so and it's very helpful because I mean you can see stuff. You can see stuff real time how it's going. So what I'm thinking about doing is I will be popping this guy off eventually there, and I think I should be able to, that should fit right there, and I like how that looks. Mr. Beltran did it on his custom kit bash repaint, and yeah, cool. That's gonna go on like that. I think I may have to repaint this a little bit, not too much. And then these pouches. I like how they look. I'm not sure if it'll go with what I'm trying to do here. What I may end up doing is I may end up making two cables because I really like the character, and so since I'm going to be using this piece for this guy, I'm going to have this extra piece. I think I've seen somebody use it. This is not as malleable. This is, let's see. That's pretty firmly on there. And I just got a nuke in a trade. I may actually just use that whole piece on there, but then I wanted to use these guys on this vest. All right, let's move on. We're already at 37 minutes. All right, so now let's start taking this. Let's take this knife piece out. Try this first. Hey, honey. Can you ask Mommy if she got a notification? There we go. Looks like I'm gonna have to cut. Maybe not. Hold on a second. Prefer if this will come out. There we go.
She said she didn't.
No?
I think people have to turn on the notification.
Yeah, but she has her turned on.
Oh.
I'm just checking to see if my wife got a notification that I was live. Because I feel like some peeps weren't notified.
Are you live right now?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't show on your YouTube as you being live. And I didn't receive a notification.
Well, it says I'm live.
Because if you look here,
Yeah.
show, normally it would say the most recent thing would be you being live right now.
Bizarre.
Is somebody else looking at you live?
It says live on my thing right here.
Yeah, well, nobody's there, right?
Yeah, nobody. Oh, yeah, nobody's on live. Well, I think I've shown. I'm almost at 45 minutes, as long as I wanted to go anyway. So I'm gonna stop it here, and I'm gonna go see what happened with this thing.
So is that when you thought nobody was interacting with you?